Hello, welcome to Timeless Conversations. Today my guest is someone for whom I have a great deal of respect. Indeed, he's my trainer, my teacher. If someone has been your teacher once, you can't say he's my former teacher. So he's my teacher. He's an award-winning broadcaster, an icon in our industry, a very committed Nigerian. Please welcome Soni Irabor.
I've been here over 50 years. Believe it or not, I've seen Lagos change in different directions. Of trying to show how totally, inconsiderate you can be, how unacceptable your actions can be, and how, you can actually get out of line, inflict injuries or wounds on innocent people, and just make people be afraid of you for the fun of it. Bully. I saw, I'm doing a monologue. My guest is right here looking at me and wondering what's going on with Soni. Thank you very much. And welcome to. It's like you're doing my job for me.
Yes, I'm doing your job for you now. Now, so you teach us. I recall that in 1982, I was one of the first people in your class. The very first class you had to take.
40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I recall then that you would leave us in the class to quickly go take the network news, and of course by the time you came back the class was upside down, and then you tried to restore order. Let me ask you, why broadcasting?
I've said this times without number. There was a Dele Olowu, a great friend, was my senior in school, and that was in 1968. I heard his voice on Midwest Radio. The voice didn't change. It was just the same light, personable voice. And I said to myself, that must be Dele Olowu. That must be Dele Olowu. I said, okay, when I grow up, I'll be like him. But guess what? He came back to school that same day. I said, did I hear your voice on radio? Those days of rediffusion.
Rediffusion, yes.
And he said, did you listen? I said, yeah. I said, really? How did I sound? I said, great, But it never left my mind. I made up my mind, one way or the other, I will have to be a broadcaster. So to me, he was the influence.
That was your influence. But your trajectory started from the prison service.
Yeah. Well,
now called correctional service.
Is that what they call it now?
Yes, it's called the correctional service.
Hallelujah.
Now. Yes.
Well, would that correct them? But anyway, let's go back to, the idea of being in prisons was accidental.
Okay.
Or correctional center.
No, it was prison service.
Yes, at the time. And so I was living with my sister.
Yeah.
She was the officer in the Nigerian prisons. So she said, look, while you're waiting to go back to school, this was in 1971, come and work with us. I said, okay. So I joined, and I started enjoying myself. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yes.
Oh boy, time don't work out. So anyway, along the line, a friend came, Jones Hussein.
Jones Hussein, yes.
Then another friend, Iria Inakimio.
Good.
And another friend, Patrick Oke.
Yes.
And they were all from Radio Nigeria.
Nigeria.
There was a place called the Sharp Corner.
Yes.
And then
That's in Ikoyi, Obalinde.
yeah, no, on the Alagbon Close.
Alagbon Close, okay.
Yeah. And they would just come there, they would eat, some of them would drink. I never knew how to drink anyway, so I was like, oh, I wish I could just be like these guys. Then one day, Patrick and Jones said, you have the kind of voice that I think should make a good broadcaster. I said, really? Okay. So come, let's go. So we went to Radio Nigeria.
You had an audition?
No. Patrick Oke with Boma Kaliwo. gave me a script to read.
To read.
And I read, today, I would say, the email you are getting now. We read letters
Yes,
that took 2 weeks to arrive at the
So,
studio.
exactly.
And maybe another 2 weeks to respond
processed,
to.
yes.
You know. And so it was called NBC Mailbag. Patrick was the narrator. I was the voice.
Ooh.
And sometimes Buma, who was the producer, if there was no other voice, she would join when there were too many letters. So the feedback mechanism we had was through that process.
That process,
where
yes.
people reacted to what programs they heard, no matter how long it took.
Yes.
But they reacted. And there was always a feedback.
A feedback, yes.
Yeah. So that gave me a leeway, and that was in 74. But in 76, I was sent to apply for a job.
Okay, now,
at Radio Nigeria.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, I was still with Alagbon Close.
Alagbon Close, yes.
So,
and so that's how your radio broadcast life started.
And I went for training in 1977.
That thing about training, in those days, people didn't go on the air as full-fledged broadcasters without training.
Yeah.
But these days, what do we have?
Well, talk about speed and time, you know, because in those days, people looked at perfection, and you have to be ready for the job psychologically and physiologically.
Yes.
And then also, you have to be prepared to be trained, and you have to show that you were trained for the job and ready to operate as a professional.
Sure.
So, as luck will have it, I was trained. After 3 months, I became a junior presentation assistant. Can you imagine? Junior presentation assistant.
Yes.
And then they said you could not go on air. Me, I was ready to go, but they said you could not go on air.
You'll be looking at the microphone like
I'll just be looking at, and then they now paired me with the likes of Jones Hussein.
Yes, your
what
friend.
Now the Citizens Jones of
Max
Radio.
Radio, yes.
And I brought him down because of what he did to me.
Yes.
The first baptism of fire I had was when Jones started to read news at midnight. And then 1 minute into it, he said, "Soni, finish the news." He had cut off the mic. "Soni, finish the news. I'm not feeling good. You just have to finish the news." Me? How? I'm not allowed to finish the news. I can't. You're wasting more time.
And this is midnight.
Midnight. So grab. Where did you stop? There. So my voice was so tiny.
Yes, then.
I wasn't sure whether I was hearing myself. I was really scared. And I said, okay.
That was fear.
And I read it.
Yeah.
I read. The sound of my voice was like, probably if Butterfly has a voice.
Yeah, that would have been like
it. Yes. You know, and I finished it, and he said, "Sign off." That was good. Sign it off, sign it off. And I signed it off. I never forgave him.
You didn't?
Till today, I'm not going to forget John Susan, and I'm going to forgive him.
But
because I felt like going to the toilet.
Whoa.
I could not go to the toilet. I had to finish the news. And it wasn't funny for me.
Yes.
I don't know if you... Okay, imagine yourself driving a car and there's traffic.
Yeah.
On, say, the marina. And marina is an open space.
Yes.
And you feel like, you know, going to the light one in the to the toilet.
Yeah.
And then what do you get?
You can't.
You cannot leave the car because it's moving, it's crawling.
Yes.
You cannot go anywhere else to do whatever.
You have to do what they say, what they call whole body.
Hey, I was holding body. It was tough.
But then you rose to become one of the main voices on the Radio Nigeria Network News.
Glory to God for that.
For many years.
It was a baptism of fire.
What was that experience like? The experience of being that voice that people looked forward to hearing.
I didn't know I was.
On the news.
I didn't know I was until they told me. Like you're saying it now.
Yes.
Well, there were times I felt, excuse me, that, okay, am I really the kind of person that would be that voice? I never saw myself as one. Because there were can you beat Patrick Okay's voice?
No, you couldn't.
So,
Yeah.
or even your voice.
Well.
You know, so I think it was just a stroke of luck for me.
Well, what about the commitment that was required?
All right. Now that you say that,
Yes.
yes.
What
I
about
was
the
very
commitment?
committed.
Yes.
I was, and I was also particularly, I saw myself as somebody who had an assignment, and no matter what, I had to do it right. Because I was always told, put your best foot forward. Make the best of what you get, and try and live by it.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
The rest is history. Well, historically, you will recall that governments used to change in the Radio Nigeria studio. I, Major General, or I, Colonel so and so.
Joseph Navem Garba.
Exactly. Right.
Sani
Did any of those
Abacha.
coups catch you in the studio?
7.
7 caught you there.
Not in the studio,
Yeah.
but enough for them to come and pick me
They'll
at
pick
home.
you. Oh, yeah,
I
naturally.
think it was Rosalind Ogunro that was really
caught.
trapped.
Yes.
You know, and she spent 27 hours.
Yeah.
And that was the Dimka coup that killed Muritala Mohammed.
The
Assassinated.
The Abacha coup, right, caught me on the radio in Radio Lagos.
Ew.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes. 24 hours, you didn't go anywhere.
Yes.
Right.
And in my own case, they came for me. They said, come and relieve whoever was on duty. And I'll be there for, in fact, there was once I was there from 2 p.m. till the following morning,
Yes.
10 or 11 a.m.
No, but let's discuss the psychology of that. What was that like?
It was traumatic.
Yeah.
I had never felt any joy in seeing any man in uniform, a soldier. I say this not because I don't like them, not because they do not represent the importance of protecting the integrity of, was it the territorial integrity of the country,
nation,
of
yes.
sovereign, but because over time I just saw them abusing the privilege of holding the gun, owning power, and then you just take it as, seize it as you liked. That was what I saw. And I wasn't too happy. But then I interacted with them.
Yes.
I did. I had no choice.
Yeah, especially you, a popular newscaster. Go call that man. Where's Soni? As though they knew you.
You know, okay, the one that brought in President Ibrahim Babangida.
Yes.
Myself and Tom Bra Abarowe. And I think, who was it again? Tulufa Toimbo or thereabout. They asked us to go to NTA to record his voice.
Yes.
And come back to Radio Nigeria to play it back.
Yes.
Okay. So, Tombra was the studio manager. I was the announcer on duty. And Tulu, I think, was he was senior to us.
Yes.
I'm not sure the role he played, but anyway, we went. We got there. And the thing is, Babangida, he has a beautiful voice. You know, he made that announcement. The first announcement was very fast. And I called Tom and I said, boy, I won't take this for a broadcaster. It's too fast. In fairness to Babangida, he asked, is this okay? I said, no, sir. Then everybody looked at me.
Who are you? But you were being professional.
But in fairness, the man offered to take it again. He never even met me. He didn't even see who said that. Just said, look, if they don't like it, let me try. You know, he took it a second time, and it was better.
Yes.
Made some impact there.
Exactly. But then, it was with all of that apparatus of power there, all those guns and stern-looking faces and all that.
I don't know what gave me the strength of character, the boldness to say, no, sir. But I did. And he listened.
And he retook it.
He retook it.
It was a better broadcast.
It was better. And that also gladdened my heart.
Good. That you could speak up where you had to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Many people on the radio today, they use words that were taboo for us to use.
NTBB.
Yes. You are a trainer. What can be done?
You said you are a trainer. What can be done? As if I'm the cause of the problem.
Oh, no.
Let them send them to training school,
Yeah.
first and foremost.
Yes.
If they send them to school, they will have a chance to see things the way they are done. They will be scrutinized. And they will be given a chance to say, did I do it right or wrong?
not. Yeah.
But now, get out of school, if at all you went to school, then you take him to the studio, say your voice sounds good. What about his mental capacity?
Yeah.
What is about his psychological state of mind that can tell him, listen, you're talking to people who are more knowledgeable than yourself.
You. Yeah. Yeah. True.
So,
True.
involve them. Talk to the beggar on the street and the professor in the classroom, and in between, the leaders everywhere, because you're talking to someone, one person. But that person has a brain.
Yes.
And he can process things.
And he might even be smarter than you. So
In
why
fact,
talk
he's
to him
most
as though he
likely
were
to be
not?
smarter
Exactly. Exactly. Now, you've had a checkered career in broadcasting. In fact, let me say in media practice. Part of that was a 13-month stint as commissioner in your home state, Edo. What was that experience like?
Well, it was an interesting experience. It's just that I didn't see myself capable of playing politics and being a professional at the same time. I couldn't. And good thing, the governor then, Lucky Benedium, he's a man, I should say, he listens, you know, and I think he just found that, because he came on Soni Irabor live, by the way, and from there he made up his mind I was going to be in his cabinet.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt honored by it. But after 13 months, it became a bit tough. The day I left was the day Mrs. Stella Basunjo actually came to launch Radio Nigeria Benin, you know. And before that, I had done a bit of short trip because things were not just going the way I had expected.
But was there any particular thing you wanted to say it was like, or compare it to?
In the 13 months?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of good things should have happened, but they didn't. You know, and I saw a governor who was being twisted to do a lot of things for the politicians rather than for the people.
Okay.
And there's no way anybody can rule like that.
But isn't politics meant to be for to the people's benefit?
Okay, you said it.
Yes.
But do you feel it? Let the people tell you that they are actually getting or gaining the so-called benefits of democracy in the people. I don't see that happening, and I don't think people are really enjoying that. Otherwise, we will not be where we are today. We are going down rather than going up.
That's
and
true.
This going down started a long time ago.
But can you divorce the person from their politics?
Why shouldn't he divorce himself from the politics? Who elected you there? Isn't it the people?
Yes.
Okay. So if the people put you there, what should you do? What should your priority be? Meet the people's needs.
Yeah, and expectations.
Not meet the politicians' needs. That's what's happening today.
Yeah.
And that's very sad, really.
It is sad. It is sad. And even these days, you hear people say the young or younger generation is not ready to take power.
That's a very untrue statement. And that's from a very selfish point of view.
Why do you say that?
Because adults are overstaying their role and time in power. Look, Trudeau of Canada, how old is he?
Yeah, well, he was a baby when Gowan visited.
Thank you. 1971 or
yes,
thereabouts.
72 or 73.
Yeah.
Because I think he's about 48 now or so.
So you can imagine how many years he's put in now.
Yes.
Okay. So how old was he when Bill Clinton, how old was he? 43 when he came to power.
Yes.
Emmanuel Macron was 39 when he came to power.
Exactly.
The Prime Minister of Austria, Austria,
Yeah.
was 31.
Yes.
So what's happening to African leaders? Become geriatric before you can be anything? No. You see, what I'm trying to say is this. I'm not perfect. But I believe, honestly,
Yes.
that the people deserve a true leader, a committed leader, one who can say, I have something to offer you
Yes.
because of the needs that I see before us. Give me a chance and I'll give it to you.
All right.
Now, if that happens and you actually perform, then you're being creditable
Okay.
and creditworthy.
We're still on Timeless Conversations. My guest is Soni Irabor. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back shortly. You're welcome back. It's still Timeless Conversations. My guest is Soni Irabor. We're talking about the role of the youth and the older generation in politics. And you've expressed this salient fact that the older generation is overstaying its role or its position in power.
Both.
Both?
Yeah. Because, look, at this stage, there should be elder statesmen advising the young ones. But if you are not giving the young ones a chance to rule, to give them the benefit of the doubt, let them experience life at that level,
Yes.
you might see that they have a lot to offer.
But APC brought out its presidential form, a nomination form, at 100 million naira. How many young people would be able to afford that? And then they said they reduced it to 50 million, even 20 million. How many of them have
That is
it?
part of the four power we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because you are now making people to go towards facing the wrong direction. I have no money to offer, but I have leadership, which I'm endowed with. And the 100 million is now standing between me and truism.
Even 50 million.
Even 50 million. It's not proper.
How many people have 50 million? In fact, how many people have 1 million?
How many states have that money today?
Yes.
States.
States.
Yeah. Do you know how many of them are begging?
Yes.
Is the country not begging and borrowing now?
That's true. That's very true.
So I think, you see, maybe we should not misplace our priorities. I think that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, but you know it's about practice. It's about saying something and doing the same thing, or saying something and doing another thing.
Yeah.
Why must politics be one where people say one thing
and then they do another?
Yeah, why?
There used to be one Olu Obaseki.
Yes.
Many years ago, he said, "Do as I say, not as I do."
Not as I do.
And
yes.
the children know, no.
Yes.
You do it, we must follow you.
Exactly.
You know, excuse me. Now, that question is salient. But do we have conscience? If we have conscience, we should be able to understand that the reason there is politics is because of the people.
Yes.
You see, government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Democracy.
That's what it's supposed to be.
So why should it be otherwise? Why should the National Assembly earn far more than their counterparts elsewhere in the world?
Yes.
It came as an aside, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Why, for example, should we now see a situation where there's no money to do certain things? We say, okay, don't worry, we'll go and borrow money to do it. When the money is brought, you divide the money into different bits and take it for other things instead of what it was meant for.
Yes.
Why should anybody that borrowed me money come and tell me how I should spend the money?
Yeah.
It's because they don't believe I will spend it the way I said I was going to. Should Nigeria be like that? No.
But then, what's the role of integrity in power?
What's the meaning of integrity?
Yeah.
Integrity is not supposed to be, let me even put it bluntly, somebody who is able to respect the rule of law and respect his own level of commitment to truth.
Yes.
And believe that he's not above the law. Then integrity can come in effortlessly.
Yeah.
That is not happening. Because if that were happening, then what we are going through now, we shouldn't be going through it. I'm not casting aspersion, because this started a long time ago, and it's continuing as it is, and we don't know when it's going to end.
But you know, the younger generation, they say things like, Daddy, Uncle, your generation has failed us.
Yes, they're right.
And those uncles will now say, but is your generation ready?
Why would I take advantage of the loophole that I see there? Did they give them a chance? NSAS came. What happened? There's a report on NSAS.
Yeah.
And he told the truth the best he could. International media came. They saw everything.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to a climax where people were killed, now we started looking for truth. Why should that happen? The children or the youths had a chance, and they proved to us that they could do things well.
They could organize.
Organize. And you are telling me they are not ready?
Yeah.
Bros, I beg, get as it be.
Nobody say it be as it gets.
At all.
It get as it be. Now, truthfully, the younger generation has a great deal working for them.
Yeah.
Technology, information dissemination.
That we wrestle with them over. We always wrestle it with them.
Yeah. Yes, because again, older people don't want to relinquish power.
But do we even know how to use the computer that is in front of us?
Yeah,
We don't want to relinquish power.
I think
But we don't know what information is in that computer that is in front of us that we don't know how to use.
that we don't know how to use. So, but really, shouldn't there be a deliberate attempt to nurture, mentor people who will take over in different strata of life?
Start by respecting the rule of law. Let the constitutions, the 79, the 99, let them play their roles. Let us see how far we can manage it. Let's stop amending constitutions when we don't even know the meaning of the constitutions. Our lawyers should honestly help us. They should not take advantage of the situation. They should help us interpret the laws. And then the law enforcement should do the best they can to make sure that things are done properly, creditably, and effectively.
But this thing you're saying, it sounds so utopian.
Well,
why am I saying so? Sometimes in traffic, you find vehicles driving against traffic, and they're blaring sirens, and they're not ambulances or fire brigade vehicles.
Do we respect ambulances?
Well, some of us
Have you ever seen an ambulance being respected on your highway, Lagos highway?
I think it's beginning to pick up. I've seen
Okay,
that.
beginning to. You are a retiree now,
Yes, I am. Yes.
Beginning to pick up.
It's beginning to pick up.
When did it start?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right? And then there's a fresh breath of air. You see an RRS vehicle filled with policemen stop for the traffic light.
Then that's leadership
I saw
by
that.
example.
I was happy.
That's good.
I chased them. I said, thank you for stopping for the traffic light.
Because when they stopped, everybody stopped.
Everybody stopped.
That's the point I'm making. Respect the rule of law.
Yeah. You see, we will take a break now. We'll take a break now. We'll come back soon. Thank you. Welcome back to our talk with Soni Irabor. Now, you have had the unique opportunity of being a public and private sector broadcaster. What's that experience? Can you compare both?
Well, it's interesting to talk about. It's rather intriguing because for the public, which is the government-owned,
Yes.
They see us as civil servants, but we see ourselves as private servants or private sector people. And the reason for that is because we still try to maintain some form of professionalism, which is required. So I entered broadcasting at a time when the competition was not that strong. But in 1992, which was halfway through, Babangida opened up the floodgates.
Yeah.
So private radio stations, private TV stations, they all came up.
Yeah.
But don't forget, there was always private print.
Yes, that's always been there.
Yes. In fact, that's why they've been seen as bolder than the rest of us.
Yes.
Now, when you look at it from that point of view, you also see that the private sector radio, which I really got fully involved in with the advent of the establishment of Inspiration
FM, yes.
You know, and of course there was Soni Irabor Live with AIT.
Yes.
I saw myself listening to both sides of the coin. I saw a bit of public service, and I saw a lot of private sector service, if there's any phrase like that. But what happened was that, hey, private sector, sometimes the private sector, they will do their best to make sure that salaries are paid as and when due. That was, with Inspiration, that has always been the case. And I enjoyed that. I think AIT, I wasn't part of it. I was just an artist that took Soni Irabor Live there. So my program earned its money.
Yes.
You know, it was sponsored by others, and then I paid my dues, and so that partnership was there. But I think the best option would be to look at it from the Inspiration point of view, where I'm still serving on the board.
On the board, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of challenge, but met with reality, met with meeting the expectations as required.
Okay.
But not without sweat.
Yes.
Not without sweat at all.
Okay.
The public sector, however, is you're waiting for government to do everything for you. That's not very helpful.
Okay.
You know. So it compromised quality, professionalism.
Yeah.
But at a stage, it also started trying some people.
To pick up.
Yes.
But yeah, let me take you back. Was this on Irabor Live that made you leave Radio Nigeria?
It wasn't. I just saw my hands getting fuller and fuller and fuller. At Radio Nigeria, I was already dabbling in too many things. I mean, I was an actor, second chance.
Yes.
You know, and then I've been training. Training was part of public service for me, and I was reading news. I was doing so many things side by side.
Yeah.
Everything was just moving so fast, and I said, oh boy, Soni, slow down. Do things your way so you can still maximize certain qualities and profits. It was tough.
And then you had to leave.
I just told my DG then that I needed to leave. I gave 6 months notice, and he gave me 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I said, bros, thank you, sir. And I left. So I moved from, public service to private sector because I already had Rui Communications Limited.
Oh, okay, and then that was already running.
Yes.
That was being run by your wife.
By my wife.
Okay.
And of course, thank God, because when she now woke up, the magazine came to birth.
Yeah. No, now, talking about waking up, you turned 70 recently. I think that was in March.
Yes, March 23.
March 23, you turned 70. First, you don't look 70.
Thank you.
Second, you've never looked your age. No, you have never looked your age.
Okay.
At least I've known you for not less than 40 years.
Thank you.
I fit talk.
Okay.
So, what's been the secret?
Be a happy person. There are moments where you cannot afford to be not happy.
Yeah.
But just try your best. Everybody said I was a happy-go-lucky person, and but I think I worried less. There's a friend of mine, very rich man, but he didn't go to the kind of school we all went to, and not many of us went to school anyway. But there was something he always said, and that made me never forget him. If you worry, you die. You don't worry, you die. So why worry?
Exactly.
So I kept that mantra with me, and I did my best not to worry. But there were moments of worry, and there was nothing you could do. You just had to worry. But let go. Let God.
Yes. On the occasion of your 70th birthday, our dear colleague and friend of yours, a junior of yours in school, Ogie.
Eboigbe.
Eboigbe. Yeah, he wrote something about you. That the first day he met you, that you were playing table tennis at the college, and he had just been admitted, and he was looking, he said, okay, you stay behind me and be picking the balls.
Oh God, that's unfair. Okay. When I see him, I will go.
Yeah, but he didn't lie now. He was describing his experience.
I remember the experience.
Right.
Oh my God.
They don't do that in school these days. Or they will call it bullying, or.
Oh, boy.
But they still bully, though.
Oh, wait, I didn't bully. But people bullied me now. Kilo day. Yeah, well, that was an experience because, again, there was also a hierarchy of experience. Nami first reach you.
Yes.
Nami first reach school before you.
Before, yes.
And go behind me, pick the ball.
Pick the ball. You were even in Form 3. He was just in Form 1. So he had 3 years experience already. He was about to start. That's what he wrote.
Yeah.
And it was a very beautiful thing. He happened to even end up being your best man when you were getting married. Yes.
See how the world goes around.
Yes.
Because Ogie is very principled.
Yeah, he is.
He's, I say, and he's very spiritual. You know.
Yes.
So he's that kind of person. Look, you won't believe what Ogie has done. Ogie was State House correspondent.
Yes.
Then he finished and went to work for Canadian Embassy. He was their PR officer. Then he went to work for UBA as PR officer. Now, if you look at his
trajectory,
you say to yourself, maybe Ogie be this. But he maintained a cool mien about it.
Yes.
If you worry,
you die.
You don't worry,
you die.
So
why worry? Yeah, we won't worry, but we'll talk about something.
Yeah.
A few years ago, about 2 years ago, you had a fall.
Yeah. 2020. Oh my God, blues. That year, pandemic year.
Yes.
I think the world stood still. In my case, my world almost stood still. On August 25, 26, maybe, I'm not so sure. I ran through the kitchen, which was being cleaned up, washed, you know, the mop it.
Yeah.
So it was wet. Just to give the driver the car key. I was feeling spriteful. I just, I slipped. And then I started doing Tom and Jerry, just trying not to fall.
Oh, no.
I navigated my way through the back door. I zoomed. I hit the sharp edge of the steps. My chest at the back. And it was bang. I saw, well, I don't know if you can look at elephants as stars. That's what I must have seen. So I recovered and just got up and sat there. Poor drivers, they were just looking at, sorry, sir, sorry, sir. They made poor girl almost crying because she felt she caused it. And I got up and I just went back in as if nothing happened. A few days later, I was not feeling my best. And Betty, my wife, said, why is your shoulder slumped? It's like your one side was, you know. And I said, I don't feel it, but somehow I just feel one kind. I said, I know, call the doctor, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I felt good. I thought I felt good. Then I said, I'll call the doctor later. And I didn't. Anyway, what then happened was that all of a sudden, I started feeling uneasiness and kind of heat wave around my system.
Wow.
So I now called the doctor. The doctor said, what's wrong with you? I said, I don't know how I'm feeling. But I had a fall. And when? I said, some days ago. Did you hit your head? I said, well, no, I didn't. Are you sure? I said, no, I didn't. Okay, come to my house. So we drove to his house. My son drove. My daughter I was at the back. No, I was in front. The two women were at the back, my wife and my daughter. So we got there. And his wife was having, this Dr. Irabor.
Okay.
His wife was having her 60th birthday.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have any major, because pandemic, there was really no noise making of any kind. Anyway, so they came out and looked at me, examined me and said, if you feel like this, by morning, go and go and do MRI. But he shake my hands, and I shook his hands with this hand. He said, grip me, and I gripped him.
That's
he
your
pulled
right
me.
side.
Yes. He pulled me, and I pulled him back. Oh, you're okay, you're okay. So far, so good. But please, if you feel any discomfort or any change, call me and make sure. But in the morning, go and see go to Mikio and do your MRI. So everything seemed okay. I slept well. I went to do the MRI in the morning. By then, I was beginning to limp, and Betty said, take, because Betty, who had done surgery some years back,
Yes.
some her clutches that she used. So yeah, take. So I started using that, and then got to do the MRI. Sitting down waiting for the MRI must have taken about 5 hours, and my system was degenerating.
Oh no.
So I felt something was really not the best for me. I said, it must be that fall, it must be that fall, it must be that fall. Anyway, I finally went into the MRI. One noisy machine like this, oh God. And 20 minutes later, I came out. They said they would send the results to the doctor. But by the time I came out, this hand
had gone limp.
And oh wow, Betty was upset. My children were very upset. They didn't know what was happening. Because everybody sees me as like, I've never ever been admitted in any hospital.
Wow.
So by the time she saw the MRI results, quick, St. Nicholas, I should go to So I spent 9 days there. And I already had what you might call almost a full-blown stroke. On this hand. Yeah. But luckily, that was the only thing that showed there was any stroke. But, she had called it evolving stroke. That discouraged me and said, no, don't worry. Make sure you drink a lot of water. Make sure you do this, you do that. And then it put me on medication. And so the hand started coming back to life.
Okay.
Now it's 2 years. It will be 2 years.
It will be 2 years in August.
Well, August the 4th.
Okay, but the stroke was
2nd September.
Wow.
So that was it.
What has it been like for you? You're somebody who is on the go.
Hey.
On the move.
It was. It's been tough because even my family, they don't want me to do anything
at all.
They don't. But then when I insist, they say, no, it's okay, but you have to obey the doctor's orders. Say, you're right, it's true. So we've done a lot of physiotherapy. The hand is a lot better now. I can now
lift up a little bit.
Yeah. But sometimes if I keep it for too long, I just start feeling.
So you just have to keep it mobile. You need to keep moving it.
Yes, that kind of thing. So, well, here I am. Getting back to track, back on track, as they say.
Well, like we joked the other day that old age is catching up with you. So it sent you a message thue that phone.
Oh boy, the guy needed joke because I never would. I'm just 70, going on 70.
You're a septuagenarian.
Okay, sir.
Septuagenarian.
Septuagenarian.
Yes.
No, don't be conscious now.
I'm conscious.
I'm not teaching you.
You taught me before now. I have to be conscious.
I wanted to learn from you.
You're a septuagenarian now, so whatever you say.
You're saying I'm 70.
I know, I'm reminding you that you're 70.
No, but I think it was, somebody said the other day that was
March
17.
23rd that you turned 70.
That I thought 17.
70.
Pronunciation.
No, not 17. 17. T-E. No, but you look good for 70.
Thank you.
You look very, very good for 70.
But body not feel good.
Body never feel good yet. It will soon return to normal.
Yeah.
Now, as someone who is 70 now, and you have worked for about 53 years, that's it.
Yeah.
When are you going to retire fully?
Is there any retirement?
That's the question I asked you.
Because really, even when I was ill, And I didn't feel like doing anything. Believe it or not, there was a kind of degenerating or feeling that I thought I had.
Of just being immobile.
Yes.
Of not doing anything.
I didn't like that.
That's what scares most people.
But I didn't like
about
it.
retirement.
Well, why is there the word retirement?
Yeah, maybe because you need to slow down as you get older.
Yes, slow
Maybe,
down. But
yeah.
just say slow down.
Yeah, well, slow down.
Don't say retire.
Slow down. Those are two words. Retirement is one word.
Well, what do we say? Go slow when we are
If we say that in Nigeria, go slow.
Look, my father, and in 1973, my father retired.
Yes.
And we said, Dad, don't go anywhere. Just, you know what he did? He escaped.
Ooh.
We thought he was missing. For 3 months, we were looking for this man.
Wow.
He went to a place called Ahor on the way to Auchi in Edo State.
Yes.
He was Midwest there.
Yeah.
And the guy created a farm, a 5-hectare or acre land.
Yes.
Farmland. Got 8 able-bodied boys, 8 of them.
Yeah.
My father looked so fresh. We only saw him 3 months after we declared him missing.
Yes.
But one thing he did that got us a bit comfortable was that he said, don't worry, I'm okay, nothing wrong with me, but if you want to know where I am, don't bother. Because he said we were hounding him to stop.
To just stop working.
He
Okay.
said, no.
So we're not going to hound you, so you won't
don't
escape.
hound me.
So you won't escape.
Yes.
But one thing we're going to say is that don't be in a hurry
No, to where?
to get many things done.
Okay. Right, that's the point.
Yes, don't be in a
But
hurry.
body is slowing me down, so I can't even hurry anymore.
But at least take it easy.
Yeah.
Now, taking it easy will make me ask you the question, what's your favorite meal?
Oh, they stopped me on that a long time ago. It was sushi and banga soup. They don't stop. So
Osi, what's Osi?
sushi is that starch that they do in Irabor land.
Okay.
That is very yellowish because of the palm oil.
Yes.
Yeah, by the time you don't beat and well.
Okay.
Then you don't do banga soup with fish.
Yes.
Yeah? Not frozen fish, oh.
You know, fresh fish now.
Fresh fish.
Fresh fish, yes.
Not fried.
Not fried,
But
just
the one that they dry
broiled.
up, you know.
Oh, did you dry it up?
Yes, and then they cook it. And the one that they turn together is a roundish fish. Like tilapia is the best, but these days now only this thing they see. Catfish. So anyway, I left that, and now I take.
So you found a new love.
Plantain mash with black soup.
I was going to ask you about black soup. You know, I have a lot of friends who are Edo and all that.
Bitter leaf soup.
I love
black
soup.
Give me knuckles.
Yes, you know that black soup.
Yes,
when you take it,
it keeps my body together.
I love the what's that leaf now? No, I don't take pounded yam.
Me too.
Yes.
But I still at it is a little because
no.
The mixture is good.
I love the efirin, ewuro, the ewuro bean. You know, when you mix it together and it's a beautiful
But there was one I took in Ibadan, Begiri soup.
Begiri is out there.
Begiri and Lafun and all this.
Begiri and amala. You understand me? And then when they add Begiri to the amala, and then with the soup, the other soup, that's Ogufe soup. We do. So that's why they call it
Nigeria
abula.
Is so rich.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But if you talk about Nigeria, 2023 is around the corner. What's going on? How do you feel? You're an old man now. You're an elder citizen now.
Well, of the above. I'm seeing untruth. I'm seeing falsehood. I'm seeing a desire not to allow the young ones play their roles. People who should not run, there's no need for them to run. Come on, they've had the best of times. They should slow down and give others a chance to roll. Honestly, I think what we are doing right now is like Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors. It should not be so.
Some people said that Nigeria is at a precipice right now.
We've been there too many times, and I hope this time we'll be able to get away from it.
We were in 1993.
Yeah, we were in 1993.
And that was very
scary. We were in 1979.
Yes.
See?
And
we were in the 1964 wet year.
The truth is, 64, I wouldn't have been aware. I was just 2 years old then. Right. So I was one of those they were carrying around. Not so for anything not to happen. Don't crawl out there. No, but seriously, why is it that every election year we heat up the politics so much?
Some people enjoy that. They want the world to see. You see that fear-mongering, fear factor.
Yeah.
It doesn't help anybody. It takes us back, actually. So if we can tell the truth to ourselves and respect the rule of law, I keep saying that.
Yeah, but you keep saying rule of law.
Yeah.
Right?
What is the rule of law?
Who is going to lead in the respect of rule of law? There is something missing in the Nigerian political space. It's leadership, good quality leadership.
Because the right people have not been given a chance, to rule or lead by example. And so somebody makes a mistake, he's at fault, he's taken to court, he's guilty. Let the judiciary handle their case themselves.
Yeah, but talking about going to court, people don't get punished. People steal money, huge sums of money, and then they do a plea bargain, slap them on the wrist 6 months.
And then, why is the money so available? Shouldn't the money be in the banks?
Yeah.
Should it be in houses or bullion vans?
The truth.
Should any individual own bullion vans? Should anybody even say why? Look, I don't see why our money should be doled out the way it is being doled out.
But the point is that there is a law, there is the EFCC Act that says you cannot withdraw more than so much in
Nobody's
cash.
obeying it. Why?
No, nobody is enforcing it.
That's
the banks, the enforcement should start from the banks.
The banks,
really.
that's right.
Because the moment you are withdrawing more than so much in cash, it should be reported.
Absolutely.
You can't do it in other countries now.
And if it's reported, who should follow it up?
Yeah, but they should do the reporting first.
True. Absolutely.
They
I agree with
should
you.
do it
Completely.
up to today. Many arms of government, local, state, and even federal, they withdraw huge sums of money in cash.
And that should
to do
never
what?
be.
That shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be at all. And there's no reason why anybody should bring us so low.
Yes.
Because I think it's because of that attitude of, I can get away with it. That's why all these things are.
There's even more than I can get away. We are getting away with it. That's it. Nobody is being punished. So there is a dearth of leadership.
And then we have leaders.
Supposedly.
They call themselves leaders.
Supposedly. But you see, it transcends those in public life. Even in private lives.
Who put the people there? It's not us.
Yeah, we do.
So,
well, how many good people are coming out? You have never come out to run for election.
Was I given a chance?
No, did you try?
I tried and ran.
So then you didn't try?
I tried and ran away.
No, you didn't try.
Okay.
You didn't stay. You have to have a fighting spirit.
No, but I was appointed. I wasn't elected.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not really a case of live and let live.
Yes.
It looks like it's a case of live and let die.
Not die.
That's what's happening.
No, it's a case of standing by what you believe in.
For us, yes.
Yes.
But for those who are there now, who don't want to give anybody a chance, what are they doing? They're living to let die.
Yeah, but then
me myself first.
But the whole thing will crumble. That's where we're at the precipice. That's what led us to this.
It's scary.
Yes.
Because from what we've discussed so far, I'm almost giving up saying, no matter what has been said, there's nothing I can hold on to as being the solution to the problem. I've heard Peter Obi give such a beautiful analysis of our economy. I listened to Soludo at the platform.
Yes.
You know? But I was asking myself, on the Rewani, Bismarck, who is listening to these guys?
Yeah.
Who is willing to take the advice they have given?
Yeah.
So everything's adding up.
Yeah.
And it's coming to the fact that me, if I supposing I try, who would join me? I think that's the fear.
Hey, well, you see,
should it be so?
This is what it should be. Me, I would try.
Okay.
I will be known for trying.
Okay.
And we've had examples in the past.
Okay.
We had Aminu Kano. We
Yes.
had Tai Sholari.
Yes.
You understand me? We
Yes.
had other people, and I'm not mentioning the big names. I'm mentioning the moderately respected names. Who stood for what they believed in.
Principles.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Absolutely.
missing.
That is seriously missing.
Yes.
And there's no, I don't see any, no light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, if we say there's no light at the end of the tunnel, then what are we handing over to the younger generation?
That question you've asked so many times.
Yes.
And honestly, I can only tell the world, give the youth a chance. That's all I can say.
And on that note, I'd like to thank this is how he calls me, my brother, my colleague, and then I add my EGMO and my trainer. This is the first time on the air I will say Mr. Soni Irabor. Usually we'll just say Soni Irabor. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for sharing your passion with us. And thank you for still training people.
Thank you.
Thank you. You don't old though.
If you worry, you die.
Yes.
You don't worry, you die. So why?
Why worry?
Okay.
On that note, we want to thank you so much for being with us on Timeless Conversations for this episode. We look forward to joining you soon. Thank you.